G'day blokes, welcome to BunchOBlokes TV.
Also known as Bob TV.
I'm Brett,
And I'm Bill.
and looking at perspective today, we all have a different way of seeing things.
That's right, and none of us have all the answers.
Yeah, so Bunch of Blokes, we're all about getting together as mates to support each other and encourage each other to be the best we can be and see things from a different perspective.
You know, Brett, things aren't always as they seem.
Now you must refer to him as Morphy you. Morphy you? No. It was Morphy me. It was Morphy me. Yeah.
No, actually, it's Morphy, us. Now take a seat. I've been expecting you. If you take the red pill, you continue your journey on seeing. If you take the blue pill, actually I forgot what the blue pill is, but it's still good.
Oh, that's good.
So make your choice.
What's your perspective?
I don't know, what do you think?
What's your take?
I can see there's, I love red. You know I love red. Yeah, so, I love the cinnamony flavour that sits in the back of your throat. That. I love when
Sort
it
of
gets...
burns.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Well,
So
true, that red is nice.
I'm leaning towards that, yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing it, but the blue, it's like bubblegum ice cream. Yeah, bubblegummy. It's so blue. It's cool.
Well, red things go fast.
They do. Well,
Red is I love Ferraris,
It's
you know how much I
exciting.
love
Ferrari, man.
It's already
Ferrari's red.
There's got to be excitement if we take that one.
All right.
So what's your choice?
Look, we're gonna take a bit more time. Is that okay?
Although the bubblegum thing's still on my mind.
It's got you now. Hasn't
And
it?
Blue Heaven, Blue Heaven.
Oh yeah.
Blue Heaven milkshakes.
Can you take?
Can we do
both?
like half, like pizzas?
I'm leaving. Clearly not the ones.
He took his ladder. Well, all the best to him. Fish and chips?
Yeah.
Okay. How's your coffee?
Mine's half empty, Brett.
What does it mean? Mine's half full.
But truly, we do see the world through different eyes sometimes, don't we,
do,
Brett?
don't we? It's how we see things, right? Sometimes it's a choice to see things differently, isn't it? And speaking of seeing things differently, our mate John, caught up with him the other day, and he's seeing things differently and taking fantastic opportunities through the eye of the lens.
Let's check it out.
I've got my mate John with us today, aka the Big John, JV,
Thanks, mate.
and you've just got really into photography again in the last few years.
Yeah.
What do you really love about it? What is it that you love?
I'll tell you what I do love about it. It's just an excuse to get out. A few weeks ago, I spent a few nights at Great Ocean Road, just camping in the car, taking photos, and it's a good way. Well, for me, it's a great release because I get to go out and see places. I get to drive the car, and I get to take photos.
And you get to hang out with
and you get
the
to hang
blokes.
out with the blokes, with the boys, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it the most.
But you're also noticing things differently, looking through that viewfinder, aren't you? You're honing in on something that we're just walking past every day.
Exactly, and what I've learned from some of these other photographers is that we tend to look at things at eye level rather than looking up or looking down. And even that when we went for a walk down the city, some of those buildings in Elizabeth Street, by looking up, all of a sudden, like I've been walking those streets for ages. I've never noticed it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I recently did that book for my sister, and I just didn't want to photograph the same way, you know, the Arts Centre tower, the same way you always say. So there's lots of fantastic shapes even in the bottom of the tower. So if you hone in on those, people still know it's a tower,
Yes.
but it's just a different perspective. The shot tower thing at Melbourne Central,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you could simply take a photo of that.
Yep.
But the photo I put in my sister's book was a shot tower, but it was a reflection from another building. And I've also noticed too that even in Lightroom, just flicking to black and white can be really, really interesting.
Yes.
So,
What's the old black and white shots?
the old
eh?
black and white shots, yeah.
What's some of the life lessons you can get from photography?
I think that within all of us, there's definitely a passion in there,
Yeah.
right? It's just laying dormant. And I think that as you go through life, if you ever have thought, geez, I'd like to do that one day, bloody well do it. And the best part of all is the company,
Yeah.
because you'll do it with your mates. And you know, those guys, you know, you often hear about the 19th hole, and and that's the fun part of it that you like to do. And
You're finding connection with people who see some things the same way, have the same
yeah,
passion.
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely, and
And that's why we love cameras and tripods.
absolutely.
Not our wives don't as much.
Not as much, not as much.
Absolutely incredible, because what it does, it captures like 2 seconds worth, and then I choose from one of those photos and it's an 18 megapixel photo. It is absolutely incredible.
But
They've got their own.
but we're working on it. Yeah, we're working
That's right.
on it.
Working on them. Taking a while.
You know, I love the way that John pulls out his camera and sees things from a different perspective. You know, he's walked past these things hundreds of times before, and yet he sees something new, exciting and different. And you know, Brett, I reckon we should go up higher. Do it. All right, let's go. Check that out. You didn't tell me it was going to be this hard, mate. Oh, geez. To be honest, as men, we really struggle sometimes to see a different perspective. We get stuck in a narrow view that is just so focused on the daily challenges and the daily grind of our life. You know, we can choose to see things from a different perspective. You know, as I look out over this mountain, I can choose to see the power lines and say, geez, they ruined my view. But I can also look out there and say, wow, look at that city. How amazing is that? We can choose to go higher. Speaking of which, Brett, let's go higher. I'm dying. Have a look at this, mate. So sometimes we just need help, you know, to see things from a different perspective from other men in our lives who may have gone through the same challenges that we've been through. But you know, there is one perspective that is above all perspectives, and that is a godly perspective. You know, we often think of God as a big picture guy who is up there and not involved in the every detail of our lives. But the Bible says that God actually sees our heart and He knows every detail of our lives. And so when we start to see things from that perspective, we start to realize and see the value in our lives, but also the value in other people's lives as well. So why don't you try to see things from God's perspective today? It will change your life.
If you'd like to know more about this topic or answers to life's big questions, check out BunchOBlokes.org.